What do you think? Should we pack our bags, leave everything behind and just go live off the grid? Some fan life parents and RV kids took up the challenge. When I was young, I thought it would be pretty cool if I could travel in an RV. The freedom to go where you want, the peace and the quiet, and being away from the city. But I would like to keep it as vacation, not live there 24/7. Apparently, these fan life parents and RV kids have made it their lifestyle.
Traveling with teens is absolutely wonderful.
Hey guys, we are Dan and Sam. These are our two kids, Canyon and Ember, and this is our home on wheels.
Hey guys, we're the Act Fans.
I'm Sylvester.
I'm Aiden.
And I'm Karen.
This is our fifth wheel.
Come check it out.
Although I think it looks cool, I'm really wondering if it is suitable for a child to grow up with this lifestyle. What are the pros and cons, and are people that are actually living this lifestyle abusive like people claim on social media? A well-known family who has now bought a house but completely devoted themselves to the RV life a while ago is called the family of nomads. In this video, they explain why they actually choose the RV lifestyle.
Every day is an adventure and nothing is the same. And before we left, every day was like Groundhog Day. We did the same thing over and over and over again every day. And this, because every day is so different, we get to be really purposeful.
Getting the RV was a spur-of-the-moment thing. It was brought up on a Friday night. We decided to make the decision on a Sunday night, and the next Friday we were at our first campground.
So it actually took 2 days coming up with this idea and implementing it. Sounds pretty intense if you ask me. I think it's very important that if you have children, you need to prepare them for this decision, and actually longer than 2 days. I'm also very curious right off the bat what the children thought of this decision. It seems quite strange to me if your parents decide from one day to the next to completely change their lives. And yours. Maybe the children had built their lives where they were used to live, with their friends, school, and everything they did outside of that. Who knows? What I would find most difficult about this lifestyle is the fact that you have no privacy whatsoever. You live quite close together and the spaces connect to each other. I could never. From a very young age, I have been very fond of my privacy. And in addition, privacy is a very important factor for children. Children need to be able to be on their own now and then in order to develop emotionally and personally. Next to all of this, you actually need to be creative enough every day with nutrition and all other everyday care. For someone like me who doesn't like to shy away from a challenge, but sometimes just wants to be extremely lazy, this wouldn't be suitable. I actually went camping with a friend for a few days, and although it was a fun and humbling experience, I would find it an extreme challenge to maintain it for the rest of my life. Seriously. Anyways, how is life organized now that they don't have a permanent place where they live in and at? For example, how are things going with cooking, washing clothes, and education?
We have a washer and dryer in our camper, but we've been camping without sewer connections for almost 2 weeks, and we really need to go to the laundromat.
So she's basically saying that there were no clean clothes available for 2 weeks in a row, also for the kids. I also don't think there's always water available to them to take a shower, for example, which means that taking a shower also becomes quite of a challenge. I already get a dirty feeling if I haven't been showering for a day. I cannot imagine what that would be like. When cooking, you always have to make sure that you have enough gas supply and that you have all of the necessities in your RV. In other words, you must think ahead and think about where you are going. For example, when you're having a doctor appointment, you have to travel back and forth all of the time, and that seems pretty tiring to me. And they also admitted that that can be quite of a challenge. So having to do all of these things, you are still bound in a certain way, if that makes sense. There's still a different kind of have to hovering above your head. But it also makes me wonder what the RV actually looks like.
Come down this way. This is our living room and our kitchen area. So we opted for the super sofa so that way it would fit all of us. It technically only has 4 seats, but all 5 of us do fit on the sofa. Fireplace, it's not only pretty but also functioning. So in the winter it does actually give off heat. which is really nice. We have a full-size kitchen with tons of storage. This is my favorite thing about this camper. So over here is where we store all of our cups and our spices.
Personally, I think it looks awesome. It is really adapted to their needs. As a result, I think you will really experience less discomfort than if you were in a old-fashioned RV. And I can also imagine that it costs an enormous amount of money to get your RV that glamorous. I mean, I think I couldn't afford it. So it makes me think that this is only reserved for people who are wealthy enough to be able to do that. So anyone wants to sponsor me to build such a luxurious creature? Anyone?
I'm begging you, put your loving hand out, baby.
I get the feeling that the parents in particular have chosen this lifestyle and not necessarily the kids, because they basically get paid as content creators to live this way. I think that as a child it would be great to be able to see different places of the world, but also difficult not to stay anywhere long enough to be able to settle down. What do they have to say about it? Well, I really don't know. Aside from the video that them leaving the lifestyle after 3 years makes them kind of sad, the children were asked by their mom what they will miss the most about their RV lifestyle. The answer: their friends.
What are you going to miss most about being in an RV?
Friends and besties.
It is striking that they do not really talk about the traveling and RV life itself and how it affected them.
Literally every scene, we've been to a lot of playgrounds.
Yes, and it's TJ approved.
Yeah,
So
TJ loves to go to any playground that we're at.
He rides for the kids.
Yeah.
So the kids got to ride around on different ponies, around circles, and they have this huge play area there. So
as far as I can see, the children are playing a lot and participating in different activities. And of course, that doesn't say anything about how they actually experience it. And I get the feeling that it is mainly the parents that are in the picture. I think it's a missed opportunity not to let the children have their say more often and let them give an honest opinion about how they experience it. Who knows, maybe they will have a great time. Maybe the disadvantages will start to outweigh the advantages. At one point, the mother mentions that one of her children is not doing so well mentally.
Addison has struggled with their mental health for many years. Addison is currently back in treatment and won't be in our content during this time. We know that many of you have questions, but to protect Addison during this time, we would like to ask for privacy on this matter.
I think their mental health problem was eating disorder related. I'm not really sure, but it's some sort of a mental health problem. Everyone on the damn internet immediately became responsive, and I mean extremely responsive, like the real internet hyenas that they are. Like, yes, that's also due to your lifestyle, you guys are so selfish, you are forcing them to do this and it's not good for them. I know it's very human to respond immediately and want to give your opinion on the things that you see, and also to go along with the opinions of the rest of the people. While I'm also curious whether they looked at it from a different perspective, and that's what I'm going to choose.
I choose violence.
To see things from a different perspective, devil's advocate and all that. Okay, so question. How do you know that it's the lifestyle that's affecting them in a negative way? Mental health issues among children that are living in a actual house have skyrocketed as well. This means that a lot of children that do not live that lifestyle also have mental health issues. So is it just the lifestyle? I don't think so. I mean, look at how I turned out. Do you think that my youth was flawless? No way. And I didn't even need the RV lifestyle for that. In fact, being connected to a society that may not suit you as a child and having to go along with what society expects from you can actually cause mental health issues.
Emotional, damn it!
Who would have known? And wait, hold up, before I'm going to get cancelled, I'm not saying that it's not because of the lifestyle, but also that you have absolutely no way of knowing. Because what you see on a video is actually a limited amount of information, not the absolute truth. Although there is no complete privacy, consideration has been given to the eldest. They tried giving her her own space as much as possible. And I think this is only the right thing to do. But overall, I get the feeling that they are trying to make the best of it. As I watch them try to accommodate the children, I still have a few reservations about their lifestyle. Number one, the fact that they are homeschooled. With homeschooling, it's very easy to leave out information that parents don't see as relevant. This may also contain important knowledge that the children don't receive. So that leads me to this question. How can they be sure that their children receive the right curriculum that's appropriate for their age group? You can more easily project certain beliefs onto your children through homeschooling, where in a good school, you get more exposure to different types of knowledge and beliefs that exist in the world and about the world. Also some knowledge that is scientifically substantiated, which I think is very important to know for children. 2. Due to little privacy, children could hear their parents having sex. Ew. How do the parents approach sexy time? They respond to this by filming the washing machine in the house. Believe me, the children will hear it despite that noise. And I hope the RV is steady, otherwise they will be shaken up and down during the act. Up, go down, go up, go down. No way, Jose. And whatever you say, children should never be exposed to that. 3. The hygiene. Can the parents guarantee that the children have a clean, well-maintained living environment and that they meet the standards of care? You will never know that either. At a glance, it looks glamorous and like a happy family, but that doesn't always mean anything, because all that's gold is not glitter. Or was it all that's glitter isn't gold? I think it's the other way around. And if it turns out that these children's needs are not being met, I think it's a huge selfish act to continue doing this. And depending on the extent which the needs are not met, it can even be abusive. But again, these needs can also be ignored in a regular household without living in an RV. So after 3 years, they decided to move to a house without wheels.
After 3 years of living in an RV and traveling as a family of 5 all around the country, we're selling our camper and moving into a house. The only piece of furniture we own is a kitchen table, and we're going from 400 square foot to 4,000 square foot. 3 years ago, we knew our family needed a reset, and RV life gave that to us. But now it's time for our next adventure, and we hope that you'll follow along with us.
The main reason, she says, is that it took more work than it yielded. That's when they knew it was time to quit. I actually think it's great that they drew that line, no matter how emotional and painful it seemed for them. But nowadays, according to the internet, you are no longer allowed to discover what works for you without being chased by the parent mafia. I think it's actually good that they discovered this as a family and that they now know what doesn't work for them. I mean, you know what they say. A lesson learned. I really hope that the children find their place in their new home and that they actually get to figure out what works for them as a family. So this was it again for today's video. I'm actually very curious what you think about van life parents and their RV kids. Please let me know your opinions in the comments down below. And also, you know what's coming. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and click on the notification bell if you want me to make more content. Once again, thank you very much for watching and hope to see you the next time. Bye bye!